Everybody, it's Sunday afternoon here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Wow, so this happened. This has been happening a lot lately, where my scripture reading and my prayer and meditation dovetail with my leadership talks. Okay, so we have this new campaign presentation that they rolled out for launch, and it's much shorter. It's like 20-30 minutes. Actually, I did it like 22 minutes yesterday with somebody, and people are just making this presentation and bringing on recruits. That people are committed to like 10 a month, right? And I got one this month, right? And I created one, and she quit on me already, and it caused my mind to stop. And like in boxing, that's what a jab does, man. It just you get your whole kind of throw this combination, and then be hit with a jab and just erases it from your brain. Same thing when somebody, gets all excited and then they ghost you, right? Then the same thing kind of happens, and you get until the point you're like, okay, this is not going to stop me anymore. That jab is not going to stop me anymore. All right. So then I'm listening to this podcast with Jocko Willink, and a guy that he went through training with and went through Spec War Comm School with, and they're just talking, right? And they're talking about like the attrition from SEAL training, which is like nutty, right? And these people that they're in shape, they pass the screen test, they know it's not like they didn't know what they're getting into, and then they just like they quit like easy, and they're talking about that, right? And it got me to thinking about our business. It is no different. It is no different. They're not making you get wet and sandy, right? But the equivalent of getting wet and sandy is ghosting you, right? And so then I'm reading my scriptures this morning, and in chapter 26 of Genesis, this whole scenario where Jacob is pretending to be Esau, his brother, and so he can get the blessing and get the be the patriarch for the family. Okay, and then we go to church, and the bishop here in Virginia Beach, she starts talking about the blessing of the firstborn. Okay, no matter in the way it's written in the now this is after Genesis. This is so that's probably why they wrote this into Deuteronomy. Okay, and so they're the oldest son, even if let's say the father has two wives and he likes one more than the other. If the oldest son is from the wife that he doesn't like so much, he still has to give that child, that son, a double portion of the inheritance. Okay, and so Jacob, I'm going, well, that didn't happen with Jacob. Jacob was not the oldest. He, same thing with David. David, he wasn't the oldest. Same thing with Samuel. He wasn't the oldest, but they reigned, right? So I'm like, but she got into talking about loyalty and commitment. All right, and that's something that fits right in with this business. Okay, and you can tell when you're talking to somebody if they're not committed to the training and the workshops and the leadership, the way they do it. You're probably barking up the wrong tree. Okay, and you may recruit some people that aren't, but once they're eventually going to figure out, they're going to hear it from somebody that you just need to commit to the system and do it the way your leadership tells you, then to get it to work, right? And I'm always trying to do that. All right. Because I knew about Bernadette Kim before I ever met her, years before I ever met her, okay? And I knew about her reputation. And I see how Xuan Nguyen reveres her, and same thing with John Woo. All right, so I know, she's not a joke. Okay, and so I'm Bernadette. I got 4 appointments for tomorrow. All right, I'll be working on some more for the rest of the week. I figured it out. It's 4 a day, 4 appointments a day, either in person or on Zoom, and that's a $10,000 minimum income a month. All right. I hope this video helps somebody. Hope it inspires somebody to take action and actually, commit to the system and see what that'll do for them. All right. Have a great Sunday.